It's the Sauce Alex Zane.
This is the babe of the Bayou, Brittani Nikole.
This is Ray Fury here.
This is the glitch in the system, Jay Walker, and you're listening,
And you are watching.
And you're listening
And you're listening
to the Bald Monkeys Wrestling Podcast.
to the Bald Monkeys Podcast.
to the Bald Monkeys Podcast. And to the Bald Monkeys Podcast. Yeet, yeet.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whenever you're listening to this, welcome to the internet's most sophisticated wrestling podcast, discussing the weekly aspects of it all, right here on the Bald Monkeys Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to the Bald Monkeys Wrestling Podcast. We're back with another great interview. I'm Christopher. I got the Captain Chuckles, with us tonight. How we doing, Captain?
I'm wonderful. Before we started taping, we had a little bit of a history lesson or just a lesson in general on Amazon. And if earlier, a couple of weeks ago, you people might have seen my hatred to the USPS because I'm trying to send something over here to my friend this way, Mr. Christopher, and it's in Anaheim, California. We're both on the East Coast. It makes no sense. But anyway, enough of that.
Are you done?
I'm done ranting.
Because our guest is waiting.
I know. I do not want to piss him off.
And he is a champion. He is a champion.
I know.
Not just a champion, sir. Sir, the champion of Elev8 Pro.
The champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of Elev8 Pro, JC Vega. JC, welcome to the Bald Monkeys Podcast.
Thank you guys for having me and allowing me this opportunity to tell my side of things, because clearly the boss, Brittani Nikole, just didn't get the job done to my satisfaction.
Well, this is what we do.
Should we drop a little knowledge on how this interview occurred?
Why not?
Should we? So
let's tell the history story. More history. It's
more
another
history.
lesson.
It's history 101 today with the Bald Monkeys. So if you've watched the podcast a couple of weeks ago or other episodes ago, we talked to Brittani Nikole. She is the Elev8 promoter, owner, in-ring personality, outer-ring personality. She does it all. We had a great conversation with her. We put her episode out, and then all of a sudden, boom. JC is like, hey, what about me? You didn't mention me.
You know, I had a little bit of a Michael Jordan complex about it. Like, she mentioned all these people who are like the people to watch for in Elev8 Pro, and the Uprising Champion, the champion of Elev8 Pro, doesn't get a mention, doesn't get recognized at all. So like, I gotta dip in my petty bag a little bit and set her straight. But that's been the whole MO about my entire time in Elev8, and I'm sure we'll get into that very, very shortly.
Very shortly. But that's what we're here for tonight. We're here to make a wrong right.
Yes.
And we're here to give you your time, JC. So with every podcast interview that we do, we like to start from the beginning because everyone has a beginning. So JC Vega, what was young JC Vega like?
Oh, young JC Vega was a rambunctious child who, I guess, got in the mischief for all his Power Ranger, Ninja Turtle, pro wrestling watching. I don't remember the story, but I was told as a small child, I was being babysat, and I jumped out of a closet with, I guess, like a painter stick. Those long, those long sticks you put for like painting.
Yep.
I had one of those, and I guess in my mind that was my like Ninja Turtle Donatello bow staff, and like I attacked the babysitter.
The best turtle, the best of the turtles.
No.
Donatello.
Well, I mean,
No.
he's got all the gadgets, but like I feel like Leonardo has to keep all of them in line to get crap done. I don't know. Can I curse on here before I like? I didn't want to say.
Yes.
Curse away.
All right.
Curse
To
away.
get shit done, he's got to manage all these egos like a brooding psychopath. an intelligent dude who's like, oh, let me just go create stuff in the corner, and Michelangelo who's like, I'm really good at this, but I'm lazy. So I guess he's like the precursor to an Orange Cassidy in a way. But
Oh,
that's
pretty good. I like that.
a good comparison there. But yeah, like, come on, Leo's the best. I have an affinity for Raphael, but you got to go with Leo on that one. But yes, rambunctious child, very into, like, if it's like I was martial arts movies and like Chuck Norris, Walker Texas Ranger, like that stuff. I was glued to the TV watching that when wrestling was not somewhere in the vicinity.
Now, if wrestling was in the vicinity, what was catching your eye? Who was the wrestlers that you remember looking up to?
So, like, my uncle, which, whether, I guess if you're my mother, it could be a blessing or a curse. He had the first thing I ever watched was like this VHS tape. He had a recording of SummerSlam 94, which I think was the year Undertaker versus Undertaker happened.
Yep.
So, like, Brett versus Owen was like one of the matches that caught my eye. Razor versus Diesel with like Shawn on the outside, those guys, and like the show after that was like the end of WrestleMania 7 and like the complete WrestleMania 8. So like pretty much all in all, either like the good, the bad, and the ugly of like wrestling, and all of it was like as a young child like the best thing ever. Like I was all about, and it's funny, I was all about like the bad guys. Like I was all for Tatanka being the crap out of Lex Luger and like stuffing money into his mouth. I'm like, that's terrible, but that's awesome. Like I know he probably shouldn't be doing this, but I like this.
It's
and
more
just like
fun.
the whole spectacle of that.
Yeah, it was always more fun to be the bad guy. That was the thing.
Yeah.
It was fun to cheer the good guys, but to be the bad guy and get away with it, that was
right.
Always
And like, and like the two matches, I obviously like Owen and Brett. That cage match was like one of the best cage matches ever. I dare anyone to say otherwise, or like one of the best matches. But like that, like that's a clinic in itself. And Flair versus Savage for the world title, and like I'm gonna like she was mine before she was yours. Like all of that, like so great. And then like eventually, like I caught on from there. I would kind of watch here and there when I was around my cousins and my uncle, because they would watch it. And then once I saw Rodman and Hogan and like Nitro in 96 was when I got hardcore into it, because I was like, wait, Razor Ramon and Diesel are in this other place with Hulk Hogan, and he's got a beard, but like he's wearing all black. There's Rodman. I watched basketball. Why is Rodman here? I don't know. Don't care. But this is the best.
Rodman just shows up anywhere. I mean,
Right.
North Korea, WCW.
WCW, yeah.
I mean, he's everywhere.
The man is a maverick of social gatherings. We'll just say. I will call it. North Korea is a social gathering.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that sort of stuff. Like I was blown away by all that. And like I would go back and watch old tapes, and like even now, like with the advent of the internet, being able to watch like stuff from Japan and everything. Tremendous. But young JC was all about the NWO, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, and martial arts, and anything. If it's Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles, Batman, I am there for it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Now, what part of that did you start going, I could do this. I want to go try and do this. When did that click, and who made you go, maybe I could be that person?
I mean, to be honest, like early on when I started watching, I've always wanted to do it. But like the one guy, like the one instance that I was like, that's it. I have to go do this was Jay Lethal versus Jay Briscoe at Best in the World.
Wow.
When it was like title versus title, and like Jay was on that great run with a television title, that first run he had, and he was like he wanted to be the man of Ring of Honor, and like it was pretty much like a pseudo Ric Flair with like the suits he would wear, the hat,
yep,
the whole group behind him. And like that match, I was watching it, and like I was in a rough patch in my life around that time, and I got to watch Best in the World, and that match was like, all right, that's who I want to get trained by. That's where I want to go. This is what I need. I need to do this, because I went and did film school, and like I wanted to be a screenwriter, and I worked on a couple of sets, and working on a set is one of the most miserable, for me at least, because I'm a creative person. Working on set is one of the most miserable things to do, because you're there for 12 plus hours in a day. And like, unless you're the director in front of the camera or working with the camera itself, your job is boring as shit and stressful. People are yelling at you, and like you gotta be quiet too, and then being yelled at. It's bizarre. Like, I'll give a quick little tidbit about that. I worked as a locations assistant, which is like the person who sets up where you're gonna be, when you have those things, and like what you're doing while you're at the facility. Well, one of the shoots I was on, we were using someone's house. Like, they were friends with the producers of the film. They're like, here, just have my big mansion. And one of the assistant director got on the walkie and was like, locations, we want to know if we can tear down this wall up here. We don't like it. And I was like, and I'm an assistant. This is one of my first shoots. And I'm like, so I went to find like my boss and was like, hey, they want to know if they can tear out a wall. She's like, what? I was like, they want to tear out a wall. Like, I don't know. She's like, this is a home. I'm like, I know, but like, they're asking. They're like, we'll compensate her. Just, we want to get this wall out of here. So wild stuff like that. But that was just not life for me. And screenwriting, it's fun. I hopefully get to do that at some point and have something produced. But like right now, at the time, my eye was like, I need to get into wrestling. To get a long story short there, or back to the ground. So,
Take out a wall, man. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. That's somebody's house.
That's right. It's somebody's house. That like, and like you're just like, we need this for the scene. We're gonna be out of here in a week, but we want to get rid of that wall. It's like,
see, it all would have worked out perfectly if the person wanted to get the wall taken down anyway. Like, they were thinking, yeah, I really want to make this room a little bit bigger. And you're gonna pay me for it? Sure.
Right? Like, oh my god! Like, it was funny, and like on that same shoot too, I like Eric Roberts was on set, and I had to put up his cue cards. The dude like didn't even know the script. He's like, I got 5 lines. It was an easy gig. What am I supposed to say again? Like, it was hysterical. It was hilarious, and like they were like, don't mention his daughter, don't mention his sister, don't look him in the eye. It was like sort of thing. It was just like, if you are pawn scope next to this guy, it's kind of funny, and maybe that's not nice to say, but it is what it is. But it's interesting to be around those kinds of people in that world in a creative environment when just peering back.
Yeah, I think my closest brush with fame like that was the Verizon wireless guy. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that dude, yeah. Well,
Chris is just like, what?
The guy who played Mayhem, like his brother was on that shoot. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. I think it was Scott Winter. I think it's that. We'll go with that. If it isn't, sorry, guy, if you're Scott somehow Winter. Watching this right now. But like before I seen, like he would like jog in place and like yell these primal screams, and everyone else is batting an eye. But I'm like, I don't want to look at him. But this is the thing they do, like. And I took acting classes, but I never got that deep into like sort of stuff. And it was just, all right, this is interesting.
It's kind of like, is this guy over here going to snap? Do I have to like worry about people's safety?
So, I guess in a way, this also prepared me for the wild, wild world of wrestling, because those people are also crazy in their own way. I guess maybe I'm crazy too. Some people say.
Yeah, but we've seen some stuff.
Well. I'll dispute those claims.
Now, you mentioned Jay Lethal was one of the guys that kind of took your eye. Now, you actually trained with Jay Lethal.
Yes, I did.
How did that come about? What was the biggest thing that you took away from training with him?
It's a good question. First, I already had in my mind that I was going to go to Tampa. I knew he had a school, and I tried to get a hold of him in various ways, but I heard things that the school he had shut down. So I was like, all right, I got to find a substitute, and went somewhere else for an excursion. That's what I'm calling it, for like a month. Because like the guy, I'm not going to mention dude's name, but he was something. He was like. For the month that I was around this person, he was maybe there 3 times, and I hated him instantly. He was just the biggest douche in the world, didn't know how to teach very well when he was there. And then I stooged off and I was like, yeah, I was coming down and get trained with Jay, but I didn't know it. Like, it seemed like his school was shut down. And this other dude was like, oh no, bro, it's still there. They've got guys, they're turning out guys all the time. So I was like, oh, word. So I was like, hey, I moved here. You were my initial guy. I didn't know how to get a hold of you. Now I do. Is there, like, what's the deal? What's the school? And like, he was like, yeah, I'm starting my next class in July. So come aboard. And it's fun, like 4 months of basic training, chaining, and sort of stuff that gets you through the fundamentals of a basic match, and then once you get to the advanced, you learn other cool things. But the biggest takeaway is, for me, like, he explained things, he broke it down. Like, some guys just like, all right, here, take a body slam, throw you down. All right, congratulations, you've done a body slam. But he's like, all right, well, you get picked up, but this is where you got to put your feet when you land, and this is where your hands got to be. Like, he breaks everything down in a way that, for me, it's learning, because I'm visual and I got to do things repetition. He breaks it down to every part so the way you're good. Every single part that makes you more good with your fundamentals. And like, him for that is amazing, and everything else. Like, he's just a wealth of knowledge, because I think he's wrestled Ric Flair. He's been in there with Samoa Joe. And like, one of the biggest takeaways is, for me, I got in my head a lot when I was training, because it's like somebody who I idolize, I respect, and I want to be really good at this, and I want like to earn his respect. But he's like, you gotta mess up before you get better, and it's just trial and error, and this is fun. Like, some dudes take this way too serious, and like, he's a serious guy. Like, he's serious about his training, don't get me wrong. But like, we all got in this to have like a good time and be like entertaining and fun. That's one of the things that biggest takeaway for me is like, just be loose in there and just live in the moment.
Yeah. And I feel like if you aren't that way, it comes across.
Yeah,
you can tell that someone is anxious in the ring, and they're not playing a character. Like, it's actually they're not feeling too comfortable. And
like a lot of guys get, especially early on, everyone gets stuck in, I got to do the moves. He's like, you can sit there in a headlock for 2 minutes and no one's gonna care if you like put intent and make me like invested in what you're doing. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, stomp on him for 5 minutes for all I care. Like, just make people, give them a reason to care, because everyone knows it's fake and like scripted or whatever. But like, what are you gonna offer that's gonna make them be like, okay, hey, I'm intrigued? And for me, to this point, it's Twiggy, but it was fun. Like, he's an interesting guy. He could be hilarious and just out of nowhere funny. Like, he'd be like, hey, how you doing today? Oh, I'm great. Fuck you, so and so. Like, it was great. It's like, I'll tell the story real quick. When we graduated from a beginner class, he brought us out to dinner, and we were trying to figure out where to go. He was like, we'll go to Applebee's. He's like, actually, you guys want to go to Outback Steakhouse? And one of the guys is like, Outback Steakhouse sounds really good. He's like, fuck you, Benji. And I started to out him there, but it was just so funny. And I remember cackling at this group message. We get there, he's like, so is this okay for you, Benj? Huh? Get your steak there? That steak good? And he's like, and like, he's just like, the dude's like in a deer in the headlights, and he's just like, because like Jay has this like serious face on him, but he's like clearly messing with him.
Oh, that's
so he's a character. He's a cool guy to be with, and like, such a great teacher, and like one of the best guys I can get advice from. And like, it's great that I can like text him at a moment and be like, hey, I'm having this issue with this, what do you think, or what have you, or like maybe like, oh, this booking, this what this guy wants me to do doesn't sound all that great. What do you recommend I do? Like, he's all ears he's there 100% for all of his students whenever like you need him.
That's cool. I was going to ask if you still keep in touch with him and everything. So it's cool that you do.
Yeah. Like, I lived in Tampa for a year, and like, I don't know if you've ever guys lived around or in the Florida area, the Tampa area. The rent is too damn high. So got the training for a year, and I was like, it sucks I had to leave, and my other obligations, but it's like, I got to do it. But he's just like, I'm a student for life, and like that's one of the things he tells you when you're there. Like once you train with him, like you're a student of his life, and he's there whenever you need advice or more additional stuff to work on.
He's there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
He's so good with that, and it's interesting to watch him work too, because like it's stuff he does in the ring, and even in training, like stuff that he doesn't use in his repertoire in his matches are so good. It's like he kept doing like a senton, because I kept trying to like show me. He tried to show me a senton, I wasn't getting it. I was like flipping too early, and he was like, "No, you gotta go in and act like you're gonna fall on your face, and at the last second you roll into it." And he does it just like that. It's so crisp and good. It's like, dude, like what the hell? Why are you so good at this? He's like, man.
He makes it look so easy, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, man, like he doesn't even use it in his matches. I don't think I've ever seen him do a senton into like the Eddie, and he does it like almost Eddie-like too. It's great. And it's like, you talented bastard. Like, lend me that, please.
Just give me one. Just give me one.
Just give me a little bit. You have a great run. Just give me an ounce of that.
Now you brought up Twiggy. So
yes.
How did you and Twiggy meet? What's the background story there? You know, what's going? I know Brittani from Elev8 Pro tried to talk to Twiggy one time, and you were like, no, Twiggy, I got it. Step out of here.
Twiggy is a wrestling legend. He was big in Japan, big in Puerto Rico, like had a great run in Stampede Wrestling. But for whatever reason, he has been blackballed. All his footage has been wiped from existence, and they cast him out. And I was in Tampa Bay Pro, and it was starting out my career there, and things weren't going exactly how I'd like. And I ran into him at like, was it a gym? The gym. I ran him at the gym, and he was telling me about his career. He showed me the footage he had that I could never find. And he was like, "Let me take you under my wing. Let me show you some things that you may have not gotten elsewhere, and let's go on the road and let's get you to where you want to be." And so he's also a fun fact. He's also an avid lounge singer. He's very popular in Japan for lounge singing. I can't explain it, but he's like swing jazz. Like had a couple records there, Diamond Records in Japan. The man's a jack of all trades.
I gotta search for that.
Yeah,
I gotta find those albums.
It's music to my ears. It's great. He's a great guy. And like, it's sad for whatever reason in wrestling, he's not appreciated, and everyone acts like he doesn't exist. Like everyone in the locker room just blows by him, doesn't shake his hand, doesn't pay him any respects. Like obviously Brittani doesn't respect him enough to talk to him, and there was a fiasco with the manager license at one point. But they don't respect him. It's a travesty. Because he's a genuine nice guy.
That's correct.
And right now, he would be here right now with his interview, but he's also stuck in Japan because he was there before the pandemic, or right around the time of the pandemic started. And travel he's not comfortable with it.
Of course. Understandably.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Wear your mask.
Yeah. Exactly.
Wear your mask.
Exactly. Twiggy, when you're watching this, we just want to say, hey, you know, thanks for being a part of the story. We appreciate it. Brittani Nikole, you mentioned her. I mentioned her. We talked about her a little bit. You talked about Tampa Bay Pro. Now, if anybody goes online and you go to JC's Facebook page, it seems like there's a lot of beef. There's some button of heads between you and Tampa Bay Pro and you and Brittani. What's going on? Where's the beef?
Where is the beef? All right, let's go with the beginning of my career at Tampa Bay Pro. I was there, and Commissioner Jordan Owens, well, before he wasn't commissioner yet, Jay Lethal was still commissioner. Jordan was looking to get him out of the way, and he wanted a group of guys with him. And he wanted me and this guy, Chris McCraw, to team up and be the Millennials. And when I asked him what was that supposed to be, he really couldn't give me a definitive answer. He's like, Millennial, just be a Millennial. Like you drink coffee, you play on your phone, like Millennials. You're self-entitled, and I'm like, no, I don't. Like, are you like, am I a social justice warrior? Am I triggered? Do I need a safe space? Like, why am I doing this? Well, just do what I ask. And did that, and because I'm a button pusher. I don't know if you guys see, and maybe you've seen it on my tweets, and kind of hint here with me and Brittani, we have a love-hate relationship. I love to hate her, and we'll get into that. But I don't really do well with authority, but I wanted a spot, so I decided to play the game. I decided to be a good Samaritan and try to play along. And I was this millennial, which again, I don't know what exactly they were wanting with that. They had me come out with a coffee cup the first time. And I was like, Jordan, I don't understand. He's like, just do it. They'll hate you for it. I'm like, everyone drinks coffee. Thanks. Would I be the monster? And so me and this guy who we really weren't friends, but we tried to make it work, tried to make an impact. And still they appreciated his efforts, but mine was going overlooked. I was trying to carve out my niche, I can get in front of the crowd, I can talk as well as anybody out there, I will say, is my level, and maybe I still got room to go, and I will welcome that, and I will improve. And I felt like I was a pretty competent wrestler. I've still, again, more to go, but I was being overlooked. And even before I even started, I felt there was a ceiling placed upon me, that I wasn't allowed to go above a certain way. And it's like, well, if you're not going to give me the respect that I feel like I should get and give me a chance, even though I'm with you, then I need to go elsewhere, and I need to figure out who JC Vega is, because putting on that facade of a character of the Millennial is not JC Vega. So I had to find out who I was, and it was a rough process to get there. With Twiggy's help, we got there, and we went to Elev8 Pro. Now, Elev8 Pro ignored my phone calls, my texts, my emails, tweets, Facebook messages, Twiggy's messages, showed up, tried to talk to Benjamin Wood, the CEO. Yeah, the CEO. Blew me off. Talked to the owner, the previous owner, blew me off as well. So I was like, you know what? It's happening again. These people are not going to, when I try to play the good boy system and do the right thing, brothers, shake hands, try to help you set up, be like, I just want a shot, sir. It doesn't happen. So I had to run in. I had to sabotage the show, basically. Mm-hmm. There was like a match between Dale Springs and Mott Fleming about to take place, and I just hop over the rail, take the mic from Brittani, and was like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to show you what I got. We're going to make this a three-way dance. Well, I didn't know. Twiggy didn't like that circumstance at the time. He felt we were rushing a little bit. We needed to do something else. We got into a squabble, and because of that distraction, Mott took me out. So I had to come in the next month, try to come in, and Brittani got involved, was like, hey, what are you doing here? You're not scheduled to be here. And I told bootleg Christina Aguilera at the time, which I called her, then to Moulin Rouge her ass on out of here, and I was going to have an open challenge to anybody in the back. Because this was right before the show was about to kick off, and I'm like, you're not going to kick me out again. And they sent out Amaya Jade. And Amaya Jade was like the former women's champion, and she was pissed off. And being the gentleman and competitor I am, I would not strike a woman even in wrestling combat, because I just not me, man. Gentleman. But she pissed me off, so I had to smack her around, and then, but again, distractions, because Twiggy, again, was not sure about the circumstances of that, so. But, long story short, Elev8 Pro did not respect me enough to give me an opportunity, and the other people, like David Ali, Skylar Moore. Skylar Moore came in on her first night, had a number one contendership match with Kylan King, and that same night wrestled Amaya Jade for the women's championship and won. Now, why does she get the opportunity and JC doesn't? JC like can't even get a match. JC has to, yeah, like it was, did nothing wrong. Came in like a nice guy. So that was the genesis of my beef with them. First, like I get it. It's a networking thing. You got to prove your worth. But if you don't give me an opportunity to prove my worth, how do I do that? So I had to take matters in my own hands. And now that Brittani, it's funny, Brittani took over as owner, promoter. But the same shenanigans will still happening a little bit. They let me finally on the show after a while, because I showed I wasn't going away, and no matter how many times security kicked me out, I would find my way back in, and I would insert myself into matches. I was gonna be like a force to be reckoned with. There was an incident with the group called the 337 who were there at the time. They were in the ring. They took over the show, and they treaded on my territory, so I had to put them in their place. And once I verbally smacked them around before physically getting involved, and they tried to break Twiggy's neck. Elev8 let me finally in. Yeah, like this legend here, this Japanese, Puerto Rican, Canadian legend.
You don't touch him.
Pile drive
He's
him,
untouchable.
but yeah, and it's illegal. It's illegal in the state of Louisiana to pile drive somebody. But Elev8 Pro didn't do anything about it. The Louisiana State Athletic Commission didn't do anything about it. They were like, "You're crazy. This man doesn't exist." And again, he was right there in a neck brace and all. It's just a tragedy. But yeah, so I verbally sparred with Brittani. Sparring would say she had a chance against me on a microphone to say, Gothic Cher Horowitz doesn't stand up to par at all. And, she says she's in charge now and things are different, but things are still the same because I was in a battle royal. I won that. And the winner of that battle royal went on to wrestle for the chance to win the Uprising Championship.
Yes.
Now, is it fair for a guy who beat 20 guys just like not even 5 minutes prior to go in at number 1 in this gauntlet match? Like I didn't have time to breathe. I couldn't get a water. I had to like run back and run back out. And I threw what I could at and just didn't quite go how I wanted, how Twiggy wanted. So
that's not fair.
Yeah, it was not fair.
However, despite all of that, you are the current Uprising champion, the champion.
The second time around, when I got another opportunity, I was in a 5-way hurricane match, and I've learned my lesson because after going through 20 some odd guys in a battle royal, I was just gonna lay low and pick my spots. And when this new guy, Jason Robinson, a graduate from the Elev8 Pro Academy, or the Elev8 Pro Performance Center, rather, he graduated. It was his first match. He thinks he's won. Swooped in, took it from him, like has Elev8 has taken so many opportunities and chances from me, and became the Uprising Champion. Now, in my tweet and earlier when I said I was the Elev8 Champion, I get Ray Fury holds the Elev8 World Championship, but my title, the Uprising Championship, is the most coveted championship because the minute I won that, I had everybody gunning for me. Dale Springs threw out challenges at me. Corey Constantine was supposedly going to challenge me at one point. It was going to be a triple threat maybe at some point. But me and Twiggy we learned our lesson. We're crafty negotiators, and we were going to try to get the best opportunity possible for me. And was supposed to wrestle Corey Constantine, but pandemic happened. But yes, right now, currently, I am the Elev8 Pro Uprising Champion, much to Benjamin Wood's chagrin, much to Brittani Nikole's dismay. I am their champion, and they can't do anything about it. They can try to sweep it under the rug, like she did in her interview with people to look out for, but it's undeniable that I am the Elev8 champion.
Now, with the pandemic, you have defended the title a few times. If again, people follow our interviewees on social media, and you will find out that I think at least 4, 5, maybe championship defenses. Dozens? Was it dozens?
I've been on a 87 NWA World Champion schedule a bit, but like the most recent and most notable ones were Randy the Ram. We had a Whole Foods brawl. I beat him. Bonesaw McGraw. We had a Lucha League's Boise, and I beat him. Thunder Lips. We had a hopscotch match too. I beat him.
Yeah.
The stock boy at Walmart. I pinned him. Like all these matches were also contested under guerrilla warfare rules. So guerrilla warfare match is the match can happen at any point in time when I see fit. All I need is a referee to say the match is on, and we're there. So I rolled up the stock boy, pinned him 1, 2, 3, defended my belt there. Super kicked the UPS driver the other day, beat him after the referee said it's on. And luckily I had a referee. I have a referee on the payroll. Like he's sanctioned by the Louisiana State Athletic Commission.
That's important.
So,
that's important. Yes.
Get licensed referees. Thanks, Jim, for that. I appreciate you. Your services are great. But yeah, Randy the Ram, Bonesaw McGraw. There was another one I had coming up, but can't remember his name at the right time, but it's coming soon too. The Ayatollah. Yes, the Ayatollah. Thank you. Thank you, Jim, who's telepathy sent that to me. The Ayatollah, who also faced Randy the Ram back in the 80s. And everyone thinks, wait, these are fictional characters. No, these are real people as well. But they were also lost to the sands of time and just forgotten about. So it's a tragedy, but hey, still defending my title. I am the longest reigning Uprising champion. I think we're about 6 months in now, and defended it every step of the way. And will continue to defend it whenever, until someone pries it from my cold, dead hands.
It's impressive. It's an impressive run that you're on right now.
And
it's just knocking off competitor after competitor. How do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated not only to continue through defending, but wanting more in wrestling?
And dealing with all that backlash from people.
Well, I take pride in proving people wrong. Like, it's not the deciding factor of why I do it. But I know I want to be great at this, so I have to like get in the gym every day, even when I don't want to. I look for new challenges, look for new ideas of what I can do in the ring and what I can add to my game, to my persona, to keep things going and keep people watching and get the people notice. So Twiggy's a good hand with that. And it's just the idea of this perception that if you're under 5'8", that you're not talented. And that's a thing I've come across a lot in my time. I'm shorter than most competitors. I'm not super big physique-wise, but I am a trained martial artist. I have a black belt in Taekwondo. Oh, wow. I haven't gotten to the Taekwondo dojo as much as I liked since started wrestling, but I still practice here and there when I can on my own, independently, try to do that, keep my skill sharp there. That helps me in the ring and implements to my game, because I would like to bring all styles. And a lot of people bring that Japanese strong style, but do you really even know what strong style is? You're just the guy throwing kicks because you saw someone else do it and think it's cool.
Hard, yeah.
But me, I have I have the skill to back that up and to show, like, hey, I can do that. And just okay, cool. Sorry, my phone went crazy there for a second. I thought I lost you guys.
See, again, they're trying to get you.
They're trying
even on our interview.
Stop.
You
won't stop us.
Come on.
Jordan Owen is trying to, like, they're all against it, man. And, just because I'm not the biggest guy in the world, I'm not bereft of talent, I'm not bereft of heart, I will keep going until I get what I want. And I will talk smack to you before and after doing it. I may lose a battle, but I will never lose the war, which is proof why I'm the Uprising champion. I'd show you the belt now, but it's off getting fixed because the belt was not to my standards when Elev8 Pro delivered it to me. So what a better time than now to get it fixed and upheld.
Got to polish it.
Yeah. Speaking of that too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, JC, what is that goal though? Like, so you have the Uprising Championship. Is that enough, or is there more that you want?
Oh, there's more. I want to win the Elev8 the World Championship, to have both belts. Maybe down the line, maybe I could be a double champion, and maybe even win the Continental Cup. I want to get all the gold any way I can. Maybe me and Twiggy. Maybe I'll get Twiggy. I'll convince Twiggy to dust off the old boots, and me and him tag team and win a tag team championship there or elsewhere. But I want to go to freelance pro wrestling, Black Label Pro. I've watched those guys on the independents, and like, I want to go to those places. Fast Wrestling, I would love to go there. Punk Pro back in Tampa Bay, which I miss Tampa Bay so much, and I would love to go back and wrestle there. Punk Pro seems like another place that would be welcoming to JC Vega, because they're obviously punk. I'm punk rock to my dying day. Would love to go there. Would love to one day go to Ring of Honor. The possibilities are endless. I'm not going to set a limit to what I want to do. Like, I am going to just keep working until I get anywhere. So I feel like enough's enough. And I don't want to put a cap on it and say, if I get this is enough. Obviously, everyone's goal is to get signed somewhere. And,
of course.
that's would be the ultimate end goal, is to be on national television, signed. But whatever happens, and I am game for whatever, as long as everyone knows that JC Vega is not someone to be dismissed and overlooked.
No, it's a great. It's a great story. Yeah, you have proved yourself, and you're continuing to prove yourself, and moving forward. And this is only the beginning. I mean, that's obvious right now, and it's interesting how much you're able to push yourself while everyone else is trying to push you down. Yeah,
and it can get nerve-wracking at times, but it's part of the game. It's part of my story, and I get it. I'm an outsider per se. I don't necessarily subscribe to the brotherhood, so to speak. I'm a loner in a way, so it comes with it a bit, but it shouldn't keep me from being allowed an opportunity, because that's all I asked. I never asked Elev8 Pro for anything more than that. It was just a shot, and they wouldn't even give me that. And they hype David Ali and Dave Jordan, who have been on the AEW Dark recently, so kind of thing. They hype them up, and they've been around a fraction of the time in Elev8 Pro as I have put in. And now that I am a champion, the most sought out champion, because everyone wants a shot at JC Vega. If they want to come back and prove themselves against me, it doesn't matter. Let's bring it on.
And just talk now. I know you have a bunch of different nicknames throughout your career, but I think we just came up with a new one for Elev8 Pro. I think the Lone Wolf, JC Vega, kind of fits very nicely.
I like it. Definitely is true to what I am. And speaking of nicknames, I was I dubbed myself at one of the beginning the fabulous Killjoy, even though I never had it announced on the mic, but because I would just come in and take over and just make Brittany's life miserable, because I'd use her as a coat rat too. I know I said earlier I called her a bootleg Christina Aguilera, Gothic Cher Horowitz, I think Dollar Store Pink I called her the other day.
Dollar Store Pink, yep.
Just just a plethora of things, and it's great. Another one, Twitter when we got another dispute, I think I called her Veruza Balk's less successful sister. That's a deep cut, and I'm sure some people who's Veruza Balk.
Wow.
Please, everyone, go back and watch The Craft. So
how do you quote The Craft, man? Whoa.
Yeah,
Chris almost fell out of his seat.
90s through and through.
Awesome.
Oh man.
So let's get out of the ring for a second. Let's take a break.
Right.
Let's take a break.
I'm getting hot thinking about all of that.
Get a little hot. Let's calm it down. Let's take wrestling out of it.
Right.
What are you doing as a hobby? What do you like to do outside of the ring? What do you like to do to just keep busy, and what entertains you? You talked a little bit about your interests, but what else is interesting to you?
I do a lot of comic book reading. I'm an avid comic book reader. I get a lot of trades and such. I love Batman. I love a lot of Batman graphic novels. The Sandman's a good one. I enjoy that. Neil Gaiman is a tremendous writer, and I'm about to start reading American Gods eventually. I got to get other books. I got to get out of the way. But I'm a reader, graphic novels, sci-fi, fantasy. I'm reading a book called United States of Japan, and it's about Japan winning World War II and America becoming pretty much like a part of Japan in a way, You get what I'm saying. The reason the word escapes me.
A territory.
Yes, there we go. Shit, I'm my brain is.
You're hot. You're hot. It's okay.
We got you. We got you a little riled up. So.
It's so good, and everyone's got to have Japanese names. You're not allowed to have your former American names. Anything you had before, it's gone. And there's right now with Chapter Man, they're alluding to the fact that they have giant mechs, and that's what helped win the World War II. So it's an interesting read, but do that. I do a lot of skateboarding. I don't do tricks or whatever, but I like to ride around. It's good cardio, and got a little nice little
nicked up
souvenir. Yeah. Another thing I love about wrestling, it's prepared me for that, because when I went to fall, I turned my head. I was like, all right, taking a face bump, brother. Oh, pavement. All right, did I hit my head? No, cool. All right, let's keep going.
Best bumper
fun.
out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, martial arts. Obviously, I'm not training right now, pandemic, and I haven't been in a gym in a while. Hope to get back to that. But watched a lot of martial arts films, movies in general. I'm a big movie buff, obviously, film school and all that, and wanted to be a director. So I think I might get back into short films at some point down the line. Just got to find time.
Yeah.
Between that, family, and other obligations, it's just movies, wrestling, my zen place, and away from wrestling, obviously, other stuff. I'm a big. I've been watching The Witcher a lot lately.
Okay.
That's a great show. I don't know if you guys watched that. Stranger Things, another great show. I love watching. So I'm big into sci-fi. Sci-fi, if it's sci-fi, martial arts, if it's a combination of the two, I am game. Yeah. Animes too. Lots of anime, Samurai Champloo, stuff like that. I'm a big nerd, despite this cool image I got here. I'm a big massive nerd. Yeah, right. I think it comes to the territory of being a wrestling fan or wrestler. We're all nerds. Some people don't want to admit it, but you're all nerds.
Yes. It just depends on what you're nerding out on. That's all it is.
Right.
It's true. What level you're at? I'm at Star Wars and Legos.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, see, I watch Star Wars movies, but I'm not deep into the lore of everything. I know some people get really into it and read all the expanded universes. I've got a limited knowledge of it, but just
it's so good.
But Ninja Turtles though, Ninja Turtles IDW run right now is one of the best Ninja Turtles written stuff ever. They combined all the stuff from the old cartoon, the 2003 one, the movies, all that, and make it in this new unique story, and I love that to death. I have an X-Men tattoo, and I love the X-Men. I hope maybe sometime in the future I'll get a Ninja Turtle tattoo. I don't know what the design will be, but I'm gonna eventually get all that sort of stuff tattooed on me.
Awesome.
Very cool.
I like it. Now earlier we talked about, Chris said his favorite Ninja Turtle was
Donatello. Oh yeah.
Why?
Smart one.
My JC, you mentioned Leonardo. My favorite was Michelangelo, because a long time ago I took karate, and at the place that I studied at, they also did birthday parties, and I actually dressed up in a full head to toe green Michelangelo suit for the birthday parties for these kids, and did the whole nunchuck stuff and everything. So
that is awesome.
He was my friend. A long time ago. Yes.
Last year.
Last week. Let's be real. It was last week. You don't want to admit it. I get it. Don't let the physique fool me. But
I know. But favorites. We all got them. Everybody's got them. While we were talking, I came up with some more questions for favorites, like I always do. You mentioned music. You mentioned punk. Who is your favorite band?
The Bouncing Souls.
Oh, our fellow brethren of the podcast, Creamy Kramer, would love that answer.
Yes.
Yeah, I fucking love them. They're amazing. My summer vacation. How I spent my summer vacation is one of my favorite albums. Pirate Radio, so good. And Night Train's another one of my favorites. Dropkick Murphys. I saw them live Mardi Gras weekend in New Orleans.
Oh,
on Bourbon at the fucking House of Blues. It was amazing. It was wild. It was everything I expected and hoped it would be. My company who was with the night was not the greatest, but the concert itself, damn it was tremendous. Them, awesome. The Ramones. I love the Ramones. I think that's everybody's, favorite to a degree, but those are the three off the top of my head that are absolute favorites.
It's a good three.
But that's the same three. I feel like I spaced out.
It's a good three.
Yeah, it's a good three. Favorite movie?
Damn, that's.
I know it's it's a vast area to kind of choose from when you just say favorite movie.
And I'm a film buff.
You're a film buff,
everything and everything. Are we do you want me to limit it down to my absolute or right now currently? Because we'll go with that. I'll go with that.
Yeah, right now, currently.
At this moment, we'll say right now my answer is Pulp Fiction. Actually, no, scratch that. I had Pulp Fiction good. Kill Bill Volume 1.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bill is tremendous. Like at first,
both good
when
movies.
when I first saw it, I didn't appreciate it, which is shocking because again, I love martial arts stuff. I didn't really appreciate it, but when I watched it again at a later viewing, I grew to appreciate it more. And then once the years went by, I watched it more and more of the history behind it, some of the like inspirations and homages he had in there. I grew to appreciate it even more.
Yeah.
And it's a very layered movie.
Well, yeah, one of those movies you have to
watch.
You have to watch it over and over again to almost catch everything because there's so much in it.
Well, all his work too there's always deep cuts of like stuff from like, oh, this shot similar to this shot from The Searchers, or like other westerns. Like, where did you find this? Like this dude, that dude is like the ultimate film geek, and like the way he puts it in his art is tremendous. Like Tarantino movies in general, like he's an amazing writer, and like he puts his own narrative and everything, like in a very I know he's not punk rock, but like he does it in a very punk rock way, in a way his eye like stylized in his own fashion. And like when you watch it, you just know it's him. Like even True Romance, which wasn't directed by him, you know it's him.
Yeah.
From Dusk Till Dawn, like dude, I could go on. Like we can go on.
Dusk Till Dawn, that's a great one too.
No,
yeah.
actually,
Salma Hayek.
this is gonna be a fun little funny little story tidbit from when training. I was trying to come up with a name because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to use. Like I had JC Vega in the back of my mind, and I was just like, I liked that. That was my pen name because I didn't like using my real name, which will be unknown till the end of time, hopefully, if I had my way. But one of the names I had on the list of names to use was Clyde Gecko. Because I just wanted to be like, I love From Dusk Till Dawn. I was like, I wanted an homage to that. And there's my girlfriend at the time hated it. My best friend hated it. Jay Lethal of all people. I thought, I was like, oh, he's gonna cringe that. And like he's like, I love it. I think that's the name. That should be the name. And I was like, you think? He's like, why not? I like it. It's one of the names, one of the two's favorites, but I was like, maybe, but ended up JC Vega. And he was like, well, JC Vega was going to be Justin Cassius Vega, but it's a mouthful. And he was like, if you shorten it to JC Vega, it's fine. But yeah, long story short, again, I'm sorry, I get long-winded. I like to talk. I can talk for hours and insult everyone in the process. Brittany, you'll be hearing from me again eventually soon. Actually, no, I don't again. Talk to you. But, yeah, so Tarantino, Dusk Till Dawn. Dusk Till Dawn's a great movie. Have you guys watched the show?
There's a show from Dusk Till Dawn?
When Robert Rodriguez made the El Rey Network, that was one of the first written shows he did. It's different in a way. Like you gotta lower. I don't say lower expectations. If it has elements of the movie in the first season, but it's very different. Season 2 and 3, it's a guilty pleasure sort of thing. I love it.
Separate it. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah, it's similar in tone in ways, but like it's its own thing. And some people are like, oh, it's not like the movie, but it still holds true. And I enjoy it's a fun show, like to watch.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah,
we're all learning stuff.
Oh, if it's on Netflix, I'm watching it. Yeah.
There you go.
Binge.
Don Johnson plays Earl McGraw, like the cop who was like dead in like the first 5 minutes of that movie, but like, he has like a bit. He has a bit of a story in that first season, and like he's so good in that role. And,
oh wow!
The guy on that show.
Chris writing it down.
I got homework.
What's his name? Zane Holt. He plays Richie Gecko. Like I know Quentin Tarantino is not the best actor in the world, but like, and he played Richie creepy as hell in that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But Zane like puts what they do with Richie in the show is a unique spin on that, and then like he is so good as Seth, and like DJ Catrona holds his own as Seth Gecko, because like stepping into the role that George Clooney made famous, it's a tough task, but that show is great. Like, I can go on talking about it for hours, but great show.
They keep trying to shut us down, and it's not going to happen. We are going to get through this.
Sorry.
Brittany, I thought we had a connection with the podcast here, and now you're trying to knock us out.
Listen, Brittany, Ben, can I have something, please?
Just one thing.
Just one thing. Like you gave me this title shot. I took it, and you weren't expecting me to win. I have that. Just let me have this interview, guys. Let me get over.
Come on,
we're gonna get you over.
Yeah,
we're gonna get you over. We're gonna get you over.
So we did some non-wrestling favorites.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go back to wrestling a little bit. So, what's your favorite city to wrestle in?
Favorite city to wrestle in? We wrestle in Chalmette for Elev8 Pro a lot. I will say that is one of my favorites because, like, it's an old school Southern crowd. They get really into it. Tampa's kind of wishy-washy about that. A lot of people in the crowd, hands folded, impress me. Like, I know it all. But, like, they're kind of fun, especially when you get them riled up. And I got a knack for pushing buttons. But Chalmette is my favorite right now, especially when we had the 3-year anniversary show in, like, the Civic Center down there.
Mm-hmm.
The Frederick J. Seeger Civic Center. It's like this big old arena, like old Mid-South. We used to be there a lot, and like that was like the coolest thing in the world to be in because like I think it was like one of our highest attended shows, like over 600 people. And I'm sorry, Jay, but we outdrew Ring of Honor that weekend too. So
there you go.
Sorry, brother, but. I guess they wanted to see Jay Lethal. Not Jay Lethal. They want to see JC Vega. I'm putting you over even when I don't mean to.
Your favorite opponent that you've wrestled against so far?
Favorite opponent. I got to go back to my first rivalry. Bud Heavy. When we first started, he was the wrecking ball. But Bud Heavy, he's this guy who comes to the ring, drinking beer, parties, likes to party a lot. He's a frat bro. He's been some of my favorite matches. He takes a kick to the face really, really well.
Oh,
I like it. I like the name too.
That. Huh?
I like the name too, Bud Heavy.
Bud Heavy. Oh my God, yeah. Him and Josh Grady. They're down in there at Tampa Bay Pro. They're awesome. They're awesome guys. We came up together. He was in my graduating class in the Lethal Academy. Love him to death. He's a cool guy. Fun to wrestle. One of my favorite opponents. Hope to do it again at some point in the future. And hopefully to avenge my losses because, like, he beat me twice. Once in a tag team match, which I don't count because it's a tag team match. He had help. I did too, but minor detail. But we're gonna run it back one day, eventually.
You heard it here first. This is where the rematch stirred.
Maybe
right here,
Bud. If you're listening, which I hope you are, because I listened to your interview last time. I don't know who it was with, but I listened. Maybe I'll put the belt on the line. Maybe I'll give you an Uprising Championship match.
Whoa.
I'll put the belt
man. Up. Wow.
Maybe I'll get my buddy Jackson Zane, and you can put up your Real Pro Tag Team Championships, Tampa Bay Pro Tag Team titles, and I'll put up my Uprising Championship. And if you can pin me, you get the belt.
Look at that.
Wow. That
sounds like a main event. Main event.
I agree.
Main event.
I agree. So now that sounds like it would be a good match. A good match. However, what's been your favorite moment so far in your career?
Favorite moment. Obviously, I guess at this point, it would have to be winning the Elev8 Pro Uprising Championship. It was on my 2-year anniversary in wrestling. Like the literal day. My first match happened. Yeah, the day.
Wow.
It was crazy when I thought about it. And from at first not feeling so confident, but trying and being this millennial character and morphing into what I am now and like kind of jumping over the hurdles that come with being slighted in a way and having to prove people wrong and just making my mark and trying to find my place in wrestling and winning a championship. It was a big deal. And like my family was in the crowd that night. My uncle who got me into wrestling was there with his sons and all that, all his kids. And well, actually, no, one of them, his daughter wasn't there, but a lot of my family was there, and it was tremendous. It was a fun night. it was great to play spoiler to somebody else who thought they had it in the bag, and to make Brittani mad, which I'm sure they're scrambling to try to figure out how they're going to get the belt off me. I just know the screw job is imminent. I've successfully defended against Randy the Ram, the Postman, the Baker. Maybe I'll get the Baker soon. I don't know, but it might happen. But for right now, at this moment in time, that match,
that's the moment,
was the moment for me.
So awesome. we had the moment. We had a good match that could happen in the future. However, what's the dream match? We're taking it. All promotions are at your will. We'll say there no time and space. It could be from back in the 70s, back in the 80s, anything. Who is the dream match against?
Man, this is hard. I'm indecisive at a lot of things, like my favorite movie, show, and like anything. Hold a gun to my head. What's your dream match?
You only get one. You only get one dream match.
Oh, I think I missed a little bit of this earlier, but I know I'm some of my idols in wrestling: Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Diesel, Owen Hart, Macho Man, guys like them. Eddie Guerrero. You know what? Eddie Guerrero. If I could get Eddie Guerrero in, I've seen it either in Madison Square Garden or the Cow Palace.
Oh yeah.
Because what more fun for me? We're going to get with adversity being a theme in my career and being cited. What better way to face adversity than going into like a predominantly Hispanic area in California, in the Cow Palace, where he won his first ever world title, and wrestle him in a place like that. I think that'd be phenomenal. If I could wrestle Eddie Guerrero was one of my favorites. He was another one of my favorites as a kid. If I could wrestle him at the Cow Palace, and that building has a lot of history too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This would probably, my I don't know if my cardio would be up to snuff, but I would for that match.
You'd figure it out.
15-minute Ironman match.
Oh, and an Ironman match
Eddie
too.
Guerrero, I would want to wrestle him for 60 minutes. I don't know if he's ever done I don't know if he ever did a 60-minute Ironman match in his career, but I'm sure he probably did.
Probably did.
Yeah.
Knowing him, yeah, dude, I would want that. That would be the ideal.
There we go.
Man, there's so many. Oh, but that's the one. There was Rick Rude as an option. Actually, Rick Rude would be a partner. I would want to team with Rick Rude.
And that's usually one of our questions. Yeah. Usually one of our questions is dream tag team partner.
Team partner.
We're just answering questions we're not even asking.
Yeah,
go.
Thinking ahead. Rick Rude would be my partner. It would be a choice. I love Rick Rude.
I love the Eddie Guerrero answer because that to me is like, you're the epitome of adversity, like trying to get past it. And he was always like seen as too small, seen as not good enough. He had to cheat to win, right?
Yeah.
But he still ended up getting to that top, and now you're going to be the one that takes him down. You're going to be the one that faces him, and now it's going to be adversity versus adversity.
Who could out cheat who? That would be phenomenal.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting. I would, as a matter of fact,
I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh man, that would be great.
It would be, it would be even better if I were teaming with him too. Maybe that should be my answer as my tag team partner.
Oh,
I'm flip flopping around.
See you, Rick Rude. You're out of here.
Rude's gone.
Me and Eddie, yeah, Rick Rude. I love you, Brad, but me and Eddie cheating at every step of the way. I saw him. There was a match I saw him live. I saw him 3 times in my life when I went to events. I saw him at a WCW Thunder event, a house show, and it was SmackDown 2004 during the height of the SmackDown 6.
Yep.
It was him and Booker against Ray and RVD. It was that Night of Champions thing. And I'm pretty sure, I think it was the match when he had the belt and he tried to give it to Ray, and then Ray threw it back to him, and the ref was getting up, so he's lays on it, and he had the belt. No, he tries to get rid of it, and he's like, oh, I'm unconscious. Like I didn't do anything.
That old
It's
bit.
So great, dude. Like Eddie. Oh, I wish he was still around. Oh my God, not again.
Brittany,
They're-
you're killing us.
they're
I think
killing
no.
us here.
See,
Guys,
I saw it. That one was Tampa Bay. That was
from
Tampa
the
Bay
bottom,
Pro.
Tampa Bay, stop it, man. I'm coming back eventually. Let me get there, and I'll show you why you're wrong. Guys, I apologize for all these technical difficulties.
Hey, people are trying to hijack the recording. I mean, they're trying to stop you. We understand. I mean,
It's
you're trying to keep them down.
Never ending. It's just they always got to. Every time you score, they got to move the goalpost just a little further back and be like, "Yeah, but."
Yep.
Yeah.
Now
but-
I could see the storyline there with Eddie Guerrero. You're going up against Guerrero in that dream match, and then there's just so much respect at the end of the day that he's like, "Man, we're gonna become a team now. We're a tag team
It's
now."
the embrace.
And then it
love
goes on to that.
My fantasy booking of this too, inside of my head, is just a tremendous. We're tag team champs, brother. Got all the belts, but like, oh my God, that'd have been so great. I wish he was still alive in wrestling. Like, I know he'd be like in his 50s now, but I'm sure he would still be able to go.
Yeah,
he would go.
Like,
definitely.
dude, like, oh man, like he is so great. Like him, I wish him and Sean would have been able to wrestle. Like that is that. If I could pick a dream match to watch, that'd be on the top of my list.
Yeah, that would
Like
be good.
Eddie and Sean would have tore down the house. Matter of fact, if I could pick an era, I'd pick the Lie, Cheat, and Steal World Champ Eddie versus '97 Sean.
Yep.
If we could have taken those, if we could make a time
Excellent.
machine and make that happen, that would be what I would do. I would.
I got
kidnap-
more homework. All right. More
I would
homework for
kidnap
me.
Chris is coming up with a
Noah
time
and
machine.
Shawn Michaels from A Bender with a Click, and I'm glad he's recovered. And like addiction is terrible, and I'm glad Eddie, like before he passed, overcame addiction, because like I had family and friends who were addicted, and like I'm straight edge myself, and like I had a lot of family members who dealt with that sort of thing, and I kind of sort of steered away from it because of that sort of thing. But like, man, if I could take that era of Sean and go back and get Eddie and have them wrestle,
That'd be awesome.
Magic. Oh man, that'd be one that would make Kenny versus Okada look like a Monday Night Raw opener. I'm doubling. I will double down on that. I will.
I'm with you,
anyone
JC.
On that, I
I'm
will
in.
fight Kenny. I will fight Okada. I will fight Dave Meltzer on this. Dave, you know what? You can get an Uprising Championship title shot too if you want it.
There we go.
Dave, I'm putting it down there. Dave, have your first match. Send Brian Alvarez. I don't. I'm just getting heat everywhere now. It's bad enough. I'm ruffling the feathers of Elev8 Pro and Tampa Bay Pro. I'm a button pusher,
All
man.
comers.
It's okay.
You gotta ruffle. You gotta crack a few eggs. You gotta break whatever the saying is. I can't.
You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Is that what it is?
That's what it is. Break a few eggs to make an omelet. Yep.
Yeah, break a few eggs to make an omelet. If you want to get anywhere, you gotta push a few buttons, man. It's gotta be done. You gotta step on people.
That's true.
It's worked out. It's worked out when I've sabotaged Elev8 shows and stolen victories from people. It's done me. I've lied, cheat, and steal. I've actually, in a
Lie,
roundabout
cheat,
way, I've
steal.
adopted Eddie's motto.
There you go.
Lose if you must, or win if you can. Cheat, always cheat. Oh man, I'm feeling
Worked up.
Flustered.
Oh man.
I'm flustered. All these technical difficulties. All this thinking about all this sabotage against me, career and interview. Like I can't.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
It's triggered me. There you go. As a millennial,
He's triggered.
This is triggering. I need a safe space, a Bernie Sanders plushie, and a padded wall.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. Maybe a beanbag chair.
I don't have one
A
of
couple
those.
of mochas.
Going mocha.
A venti.
Whatever
latte?
it is.
So that's a large
Avocado
one, right?
toast.
Yeah.
That's a large
Yeah.
one.
I think
Okay.
so. I don't know. I don't go to Starbucks.
Venti. Yeah, no, legit. Let me run back to that real quick. So when I got that coffee cup, I ran to the Starbucks that was down the street from the venue we were at, and I was like, "Hey, can I just buy a coffee cup? I don't want coffee. I just need a cup." And the dude behind the counter was so confused. He was like,
Wait.
"Bro,
Like a ceramic coffee cup or like the paper coffee cup?
like the paper with the lid and all of that, like
The
with
Millennial.
little thing." Because like they wanted the coffee cup. Jordan Owens was like, "I need you to have the coffee cup," and I'm like, "Dude, why?" And then what made matters even worse, which maybe it says something about the way I dress. I was like in flannel in a green splattered paint jacket with a beanie on and like tore up jeans, and I had a coffee cup. People were like, "Is this a hobo? What is going on?" And I was like, maybe once in my life I was. Does that matter? Trigger? But I'm carrying that thing around, and like he's like, but like when I got the cup, he was just like, "I'll just give it to you for free, bro." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." Walking with this cup. And when I got there, I was like, "I don't need this." Like, I know we're going to sabotage Jay a couple of months from now, but Jay, what should I do with this cup? He's like, "I mean, get rid of it if you don't want it." I was just like, all right, throw it into the crowd. I thought it was gone. I get to the locker room after my buddy's match. It's on my bag. The next show we're at, I threw it away again. It somehow finds its way to my bag. Like, it kept coming back.
Oh, my.
And finally,
Magic.
when me and Bud Heavy were in the ring, I had to stomp on it, and I'm like, "There's no way this is coming back. If it comes back, if it is resurrected Jason Voorhees style, then I don't know what I'm going to do."
Did it come back?
No, thankfully it stayed dead. I was
getting worried there for a second.
Yeah,
You left me hanging there. I was like, whoa.
It's alarming, man. Like, it's like I walked back there. I'm like, don't be there. I know I lost this match, but I'm gonna be more mad about this cup being here than losing this match.
Yeah, forget the match.
Yeah.
Forget the match. The coffee cup is here. It's inescapable. Like I guess millennials love coffee, but are the coffee love the millennials? I don't.
They
know.
do. Well, we're almost down to the last question. I'm gonna insert in a question before we get to the dreaded cookie question.
Okay.
Elev8 Pro has a event possibly happening in October.
Yes.
From our talk with Brittani, it is the 5-year anniversary. If you can, are you having a match? Has there been any negotiations with Brittani for a match at the 5th anniversary show that you know of?
An offer has not been placed down yet, but I will certainly be there because it's the 5th anniversary show. I will still be the champion of Elev8 Pro. So, but they got to come with something good. That's all I'm gonna ask. Something good.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, I've been in scrambles. I've had multi-mans. Give me a one-on-one with someone who deserves it.
There you go,
All I
Brittani.
want.
I know you're listening.
Matter
So,
of fact,
give the man what he wants.
Maybe we should all this fighting, all this back and forth between me and her, done a hell of a lot better on my end. Despite some of the flubs tonight, apologies. I'm off my game because she's sabotaging this interview.
Yes.
Just flustered beyond belief. Maybe we should go one-on-one. I don't know. No. Actually, I don't want that on my conscience. I don't want to make her lose the promotion after only having it for a year.
Ooh,
Promotion
promotion
versus
against
Regardless of the
title.
opponent.
Ooh, that's a great match right there. Promotion against title. I like it.
Ooh.
I like it.
You know, never say never, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe they can find somebody. Maybe they give someone power for like a little bit as a commissioner who's also a wrestler. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. I wouldn't put it past them, but
there we go. It's a good idea. Well, hopefully
it
everything
doesn't matter who
keeps
you put
going.
in front of me. Wait. Hold on.
Whoa,
It doesn't matter who you put in front of me. They're gonna sing the song of the Shattered Symphony one way or the other, and I'm walking out with the belt. And matter of fact, this may be a bold proclamation, but if this pandemic allows for us to be there with a jam-packed arena at the Civic Center, I'm going to come out to Voodoo Child. I will bring back my love of 90s wrestling, the NWO, and plus I am just a mark for Jimi Hendrix himself, and Voodoo Child is a jam. The champ is going to come out to Voodoo Child, air guitaring his way to the ring, and air guitaring out with the time and with Elev8 Pro on my back. Because I'm putting you on my back. I'm carrying you along and making myself the franchise, whether you like it or not.
There we go.
Much like Jay
been
Lethal
made.
is the franchise of Ring of Honor, I will become the franchise of Elev8 Pro.
Nice. Well, again, like I was saying, hopefully everything goes on a good trajectory and we can get back to events and having people in audiences and all that kind of stuff. Well,
I'm hoping. I'm hoping people start to realize this is serious and let it be. Because I miss wrestling in front of people. Wear your mask. Yeah. I know you people hate me. And I want you to hate me. I want to hear your hate as I'm beating up your favorites. And I want to be able to go elsewhere and beat up other favorites in other places. So please, for the love of God, wear your mask. Stay home. Do whatever you need to do.
JC wants to take on the USPS guy in the next town over. And he can't get there right now, people, because you're not wearing your mask.
I can't. I can't defend the Elev8 title against the UPS man in Mississippi or Milwaukee or Manhattan. I'll go to New York. I'm going to go to New York just to wrestle the UPS man. I'll wrestle anybody.
I love it. So we're here. We've been almost hacked 3 times, I think. We've gotten JC a little bit riled up. He's ready to take on anybody. How about you take on Oreo cookies?
Ready.
Are you a single stuff guy or a double stuff guy?
I apologize for stepping over you on that one.
Hey, no worries. I don't want to make you any more riled up than you already are, because I don't want you coming near me and taking me out.
You two are phenomenal. You two are great. I'm thankful that you've allowed me a platform to speak and rant away on things that are on my mind. And hopefully we'll do it again eventually down the line with more stuff that has been in the past and more success. However, the important question, single or double stuffed? Now this one I can answer decisively because I am a fat kid at heart. Sweets are my game. I would probably look better than Mr. Olympia if it were not for the sweets. So I'm gonna have to say double stuffed because double stuffed.
Yeah, love it.
Tasty. Like the single just doesn't cut it. Once you've had double stuffed, it doesn't cut it. And I'm a little weird with my Oreo cookie. I like to not dunk it in milk. I like to drop it in there, let it soak to the bottom, and then pull it out sometimes.
Mush.
It's a little weird, baby, but
I'm not a milk.
it tastes good.
I'm not a milk guy.
Right. Yeah. It's almost like cereal. Yeah, it doesn't agree with me much these days, but I enjoy milk when I can with my Oreo. Double stuffed Oreo. I definitively, that is the answer. No walkbacks, no second guessing or thinking.
That is the right answer.
That is
the right answer.
That is the right answer.
Yeah. We're on the same wavelength.
I like
I'm
it.
happy about this.
The double stuff. The double stuff is coming back. I can feel it. We've gotten a couple of more in the double stuff check category lately. So I'm feeling much better because I was wavering. I was like, Chris, I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of single stuff people out there. Are we making the wrong decision? Yeah. He was like, no, just pump the brakes, slow down. It's going to come back.
We're good.
And we're getting it.
All of this, we got all of what we needed, but we want to make sure you get your time because you gave us what we needed. We got all the questions answered. We thank you for that. We got the right Oreo answer, which was even the best part of the whole thing.
Right.
And then they took us down and
they tried
destroyed
to take us
the
down.
connection.
Took his battery completely out. Somehow drained the battery. Unbelievable.
They will go to no length.
We're back. We got it all back. And JC, it is your time. We want you to take the time to tell the people how to go find you, how to go support you. Where can they go see you?
You can find me on Twitter at the JC Vega, Facebook JC Vega. And that's the choice I got so far. Maybe Instagram comes someday. Doubt it, because I don't really like posting pictures. But get my musings. Facebook and Twitter are the place. Twitter specifically because my Twitter game's getting better. I would say, like, I'm not saying I'm great at Twitter, but I'm up there. I'll be modest in that respect. After everything else I've said today about being the Uprising Champion, I'm all right at Twitter. And Brittani, you may have tried to shut this interview down. I was told that you just can't leave well enough alone, can you?
You left the man speechless.
I'm flustered again. I was having a good time. I was feeling better, and then this happened. Man.
But we had a good time.
Yes.
Let's not let that moment damper it, because it was only a moment, and we'll move on from that, and we'll continue to climb the adversity mountain that you've been climbing, JC. For
sure. And I thank you guys for letting me come on, letting me say my side, say the truth, not my truth, the truth. And hopefully we meet down the road again.
Of course.
Definitely.
I had a great time. One of my favorite interviews I've done so far.
Good. I think
we appreciate that.
I think we have almost righted the wrong of your name not being in the few that were mentioned in Elev8 Pro.
We're getting there. We're getting there. There's gonna be that little bit of the internal Michael Jordan petty game going on when I get back to in the real ring of Elev8 Pro, not wrestling Randy the Ram in Boise and other places. When I get to the stomping grounds of Elev8 Pro and in the ring for them, I will make sure they understand why I'm the one you have to look out for.
Awesome.
Not Ray Fury, not Corey Constantine, not Dale Springs, and anybody else you may have mentioned. Bronson. I beat Bronson. I beat the mountain. You mentioned the mountain. I beat the mountain. The mountain maybe super tall, but he's all the same size laying down.
That is true.
Ladies and gentlemen, JC Vega. Go check him out. Go check out Elev8. The champion. The champion. Go check out the Bald Monkeys podcast. Thanks for watching. Go hit that like button. Go hit that subscribe button. Go check us out on WrestleJoy. We have tons of interviews out there. We have tons more coming. We love doing this for everybody. Thanks for watching. JC, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll talk again soon.
Looking for more JC Vega? Check him out on Twitter and Facebook at the JC Vega. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The Bald Monkeys. You can also catch our interviews on WrestleJoy.com. Watch any of our other interviews or our roundtable podcasts at YouTube. Just search for The Bald Monkeys. And listen to The Bald Monkeys podcast on Apple iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.